The idea of a U.S. state breaking away might sound like pure fiction, but history says otherwise. From political polarization to economic clashes, several states have witnessed rising secessionist movements, some louder today than ever before. So, could any state realistically go it alone? Today on Global Sightline, we're counting down 10 U.S. states where secession is more than just a fantasy. Some have historical precedent. Others are driven by culture, economics, or deep political divides. And together, they raise a serious question. Could the United States, at least as we know it, ever break apart? Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell so you never miss one of our deep dive videos. Number 10. California. California often feels like a country within a country. Its economy, at over $4 trillion in 2025, rivals major world powers. Supporters of the Calixit movement argue that Washington's policies frequently clash with California's progressive stance on immigration, climate change, and technology. A 2024 PPIC poll found that 32% of Californians favor some form of secession, up from 25% a decade ago. Supporters believe the state's tech dominance and agricultural output could sustain an independent nation. But critics point to major vulnerabilities: heavy dependence on imported water, a severe housing crisis, wildfires and climate pressures, disruptions to federal funding. California isn't going anywhere for now, but the political and cultural divide keeps the conversation alive. Number 9. Texas. The Lone Star State has always had an independent streak. After all, it was its own republic from 1836 to 1845. The modern Texit movement has gained momentum, with lawmakers proposing referendums and polls showing 35% support for independence in early 2025. With a $2.5 trillion economy and dominance in oil and natural gas, supporters argued Texas could stand on its own. But obstacles remain: billions in annual federal aid, complex military infrastructure, disaster relief dependency. Still, slogans like "Don't mess with Texas" continue to evolve into calls for Texas first. Number 8. Hawaii. The Hawaiian sovereignty movement dates back to the controversial 1898 annexation. In recent years, younger generations have reignited the push for independence. Located 2,000 miles from the mainland, Hawaii already feels culturally and geographically distinct. Its economy, driven by tourism, agriculture, and military contracts, generates significant revenue. A 2025 University of Hawaii survey found 28% support for independence or greater self-rule. But major hurdles include heavy reliance on imported food and fuel, strategic U.S. military presence, high cost of self-sufficiency. Cultural revival and historical grievances mean this conversation isn't fading anytime soon. Number 7. Alaska. Alaska, the last frontier, has one of the strongest secessionist traditions. The Alaska Independence Party, founded in 1984, continues to push for a referendum. With vast oil reserves, fisheries, and mineral wealth, Alaska's $80 billion GDP could theoretically support an independent republic. Many residents feel detached from federal control, especially regarding environmental regulations. But challenges include a small population, harsh climate, federal funding for infrastructure and defense, Alaska's major strategic military value. Still, the spirit of independence runs deep, and the idea refuses to die. Number 6. Vermont. Vermont was once an independent republic, from 1777 to 1791. And some residents want to bring that back. Its $37 billion economy, powered by small-scale agriculture, tourism, craft beer, and organic farming, presents both strengths and limitations. A 2024 Castleton University poll found 21% support for secession. But Vermont relies heavily on federal funding for healthcare and infrastructure, and its location, surrounded by U.S. states, makes the logistics complicated. Still, its fiercely independent culture keeps the discussion alive in town halls and coffee shops. Number 5. Florida. Florida may seem like an unlikely candidate, but its booming economy, over $1.6 trillion, has fueled speculation. Its ports, coastline, and geographic position could make it a major trade hub in the Caribbean and Latin America. But challenges are significant. Extreme hurricane exposure. Dependence on federal disaster aid. A large retiree population relying on Medicare and Social Security. A 2025 FAO survey reported 26% support for independence. Florida's debate flares up mostly during election cycles, reflecting national political tensions. Number 4. Oregon. Oregon frequently clashes with federal policy, especially on environmental issues, gun laws, and social programs. Its $261 billion GDP is strong, but income inequality and high housing costs, especially in Portland, complicate the picture. Rural eastern Oregon often feels politically alienated, fueling talk of independence or realignment. Crime concerns in major cities add to the political divide, though mainstream support for outright secession remains limited. Number 3. New Hampshire. With its famed motto, "Live free or die," New Hampshire has a long tradition of resisting federal overreach. The New Hampshire Liberty Alliance periodically pushes secession proposals, and polls show 29% of residents open to exploring the idea. The state's $96 billion economy, low unemployment, and strong manufacturing sector give the idea some practicality. But New Hampshire relies heavily on federal support for healthcare and education, and its small size raises viability questions. Still, the state's libertarian identity ensures this debate never fully disappears. Number 2. Colorado. Colorado's political and cultural divides have made independence a surprising topic. While Denver and Boulder lean heavily progressive, rural northern counties have pushed for a "North Colorado" movement, arguing that state and federal policies failed to represent them. Colorado's $460+ billion economy, booming tech industry, tourism, legal cannabis, and renewable energy give it strong economic potential. But losing federal funding for infrastructure, national parks, and military installations poses major challenges. Only 24% support independence as of 2025, but the divide continues to grow. Number 1. New York. It may seem unlikely, but New York tops the list. With a $2.1 trillion economy and enormous global influence through Wall Street, some argue New York City could thrive independently. Meanwhile, many upstate residents feel overshadowed and underrepresented, with 30% supporting the idea of a split according to a 2025 Siena poll. Challenges include complex financial restructuring, redistribution of tax revenues, loss of federal funding, trade and legal complications. The cultural and economic divide between NYC and upstate keeps this idea alive, especially during periods of political polarization. Conclusion. The United States has long prided itself on unity, but growing political, cultural, and economic divides raise important questions about the future. Do you think any of these states could seriously break away? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating stories from Global Sightline.